Welcome back. A report by the UN Human Rights Office says violence in Libya is having a devastating impact on healthcare in the country. The report says hospitals are routinely getting shelled and looted, with their corridors becoming the scene of shootings. It also claims that rebels often force doctors at gunpoint to give preferential treatment to their injured fighters and relatives. Those carrying out the assaults include armed groups who are nominally allied to the UN-backed government. In the past year, the UN recorded more than 30 such attacks across Libya, but the agency says the number could be significantly higher as medical staff do not report cases fearing reprisals. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights says violations that include directing attacks against hospitals and personnel may constitute war crimes. Libya has been in chaos since the overthrow and killing of longtime leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. The police in South Africa are searching for a self-proclaimed prophet after 2 bodies were found in a cave where he had been hiding out for about 4 months. Police recovered the badly decomposed bodies on Tuesday, which were folded around each other from a tunnel linking a series of caves in Magaliesberg mountain range. The bodies were believed to be those of members of the Zion Christian Church, an independent church which combines Christian and traditional African beliefs. Well, for more perspective on the story is our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betty Dibier. Hello, Betty. What more can you tell us about this case of the wanted prophet?
The prophet is still on the run, so-called prophet. We don't know if indeed he's a prophet. And we understand this evening a 3rd body has been discovered in that cave. Usually members of the ZCC, and I'm not saying this, that prophet is a member of the ZCC, although he claimed so. But members of the ZCC often go to very, very quiet places to pray. They say they're going to the mountain or going to the wilderness to pray. And so the first 2 bodies that were discovered are probably men who were said to have disappeared in April this year. So the prophet is still on the run. He had claimed that he's a prophet who was asked to come to help devotees of the church to pray. But looking at the picture that has been sent out of him, now he's wanted. We haven't heard from the ZCC as a church, which has well over 10 million followers, whether he was indeed a part of the ZCC. But the police is still searching that cave. I told you earlier, a 3rd body has been found further into the cave, and the police are not ruling out finding more bodies inside.
So essentially, we don't know how members of the church, his church, reacting to the discoveries and manhunt by police?
We haven't heard any official statement from that church. It is a big church, very big church with millions of followers. So connecting that alleged prophet to the church, I can't make that connection at this moment because we don't have a confirmation regarding that. And from the uniform and the things found around the bodies, they are members of that church. But whether the prophet was really or is a member of the church, we cannot confirm. But they're looking for him in line with charges of murder if he's found. But the story is not yet clear. Even the police don't have all the pieces of the puzzle to really know what actually took place in this cave, which has different chambers from the real owner of the property, who said while they went in there they found the 2 bodies, but the 3rd body now has been found further back, and maybe more would be inside.
Okay, finally, if I may just throw this one in, Betty, and if you can, earlier this year, a march precisely in March against false prophets, showing that the cases of false prophets becoming a serious issue in South Africa, but one is asking why, and perhaps what authorities are doing to protect vulnerable citizens who are likely to fall prey.
Well, I know this is somewhat different. This last question is somewhat different from the particular situation we're dealing with. But the issue of the false prophets, that march, after that march, we have a body, a Chapter 9 institution, which is called the CRL Rights Commission. That's the Cultural, Religious and Linguistics Rights Commission. They held meetings with some of the religious bodies. We don't have much coming out of that just yet, because that Chapter 9 institution is still fighting to have more bite. It said it's approaching the Constitutional Court after a particular incident a few months back called the Seven Angels Ministry massacre and the killing of some policemen at a police station. So they're trying to approach the Constitutional Court to probably clear the air regarding the Parliament initiating stricter laws in line with regulating religious practitioners. Nothing much has come out of that just yet, but we know that it's still a battle that CRL Rights Commission is still fighting. But there's religious freedom in the country, so people are just being appealed to watch who they follow and how they follow their leaders in church.
All right. Many thanks, Betty Dibia, our South Africa Bureau Chief there.
Thank you.
Staying in South Africa, the fashion student has been sentenced to life in prison after throwing acid over her boyfriend. The brutal attack left him with horrific injuries. He later chose to end his life. 48-year-old Berliner Wallace will serve a minimum of 12 years in prison after being found guilty of throwing a corrosive substance with intent by a UK court. The judge described her attack on Dutch engineer Mark van Doggen in Bristol City, southwest England, in 2015 as an act of pure evil. 15 months after the attack, 29-year-old Mr. van Doggen ended his life by euthanasia in a Belgium hospital. He was paralyzed from the neck down, lost a leg, ear and eye. Wallace was cleared of murder and manslaughter. In the meantime, a United Kingdom man has been found guilty of sexually abusing two girls in Kenya. The UK's National Crime Agency says 72-year-old Keith Morris carried out the crimes while on holiday in a remote village between 2016 and 2017. He denied 13 charges, including rape and sexual assault, but was convicted following a trial in Leeds City. The Crown Prosecution Service says he befriended the young victims' families over the past 20 years, giving them money and gifts. In West Africa, the police in Ghana have confirmed that they are investigating football chief Kwesi Nyantakyi following a complaint by President Nana Akufo-Addo. Mr. Nyantakyi is accused of various offences, including using the president's name fraudulently. He's alleged to have used Mr. Akufo-Addo's name to attract investors in return for millions of dollars. Mr. Nyantakyi is currently out of the country and expected to return to Ghana today. He has not yet commented on the allegation. And that's Network Africa at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.